We're going to hear from a company called Stealz, and here to tell us a little bit about it is Jim Zadar. Come on up, Jim. Right on the podium.
Awesome. All right. Hey everyone, Jim Zadar with Stealz Inc. I'm the CEO and co-founder of the company. I'm going to have a little fun with this today, so I'm going to have a little audience participation. Can I get a raise of hands for everyone that is on Facebook, please? Just a good estimate. All right, it's probably most of us. And how many of us have seen pictures of food on our news feed? I'm sure it's most of us in here. Let me just tell you a little bit about the news feed that I saw when I checked my own feed this morning. I saw content. I saw a picture of a sleeping cat. I saw a breakfast burrito. I saw pictures of a wedding I wasn't invited to. All kinds of junk kind of is on there. There's a lot of content. So let me set a stage for you. So think of a restaurant, a busy restaurant. What are some things that you typically see going on in there? If you look around at other customers, they're probably doing things like taking selfies or taking pictures of their food. Maybe they're texting their friends. Maybe they're looking at their news feed and seeing the pictures of the wedding. They could be doing all kinds of things. But who is not involved in this social interaction? Well, it's the venue or the restaurant that they're at. They're getting no credit in any of these conversations. They might think, a restaurateur might say, hey, well, you know, they're taking pictures of my food. Isn't that great? Well, not necessarily. And the big problem is that the main social media platforms out there right now, they don't do an effective job mentioning or giving credit to the restaurant or establishment that this interaction is taking place. And that's really where we come in. So when a customer uses Stealz and they take a picture, what happens is it automatically tags that business on social media. So now, the person that gets tagged is now mentioned side by side with the restaurant. And if you think, where does that picture go? Well, it goes on that person's timeline, so it shows up on all their friends' news feeds. How often do people check news feeds? Well, your average Facebook user, they check their news feed 18 times a day. Twitter feed 10 times a day, and Instagram feed 6 times a day. That's a lot of eyeballs going there all the time. It's very hard for a lot of venues or restaurateurs to try to fight through that traffic. So our solution is, hey, have all those customers do all that hard work for you. We've had 42,000 shares, which have generated 21 million plus impressions since we've launched. And these are customer referrals. It's coming from the customer. It's not paid advertisements coming from a brand. These are genuine referrals from your customer base, and it's reaching their mutual friends. Who are they more likely to listen to? Their own friends or just a brand? The next part is, okay, well, why is anybody going to use Stealz? Well, the genius behind Stealz is that it doubles as a rewards program. So a user, once they take a picture, now they can get a reward. So they can get some free food or free drinks. The example right here is Mellow Mushroom. In the original picture, you might have not known it was a Mellow Mushroom. But here, once they share their photo at Mellow Mushroom, they can now redeem free garlic knots. If they use the application there 2 or 3 times and they get a friend or two to use it as well, they can get a free pizza. And Mellow Mushroom loves that too, because this kind of social media marketing from their customers, that's the best kind of advertising you can get. It's social media marketing. It's word of mouth advertising with a megaphone. So how do we get to this point? Well, thanks to my amazing co-founders, Brant Elliott, Brent Nolan, John Charlesworth, we were able to roll out our beta in February 2013. It was a lot of hard work. We proved the model, and thankfully, we had some great investors, all local, who've been nothing but supportive. Then in July, we were able to launch version 1 of our application. Dirk Smith and his sidekick, Sean Murphy, did an outstanding job, just really creating a phenomenal application. And thanks to our marketing team of Jody and Dan, we were able to get to 400 venues all across the East Coast. We have 40,000 users of the application that have created 22 million impressions through social media. And again, these are all customer referrals. They're not paid advertisements. And we aren't just working with 450 of your regular venues. We're working with some of your biggest brands in the country. We work with 31 McDonald's locations, 15 Applebee's, 8 Mellow Mushroom, 7 Which Wiches, just to name a few examples. So let me just stop right there. So now it's September 16th. What's the goal? Well, we've hit all our milestones to date. The goal is for us to be in 10,000 venues by Q4 of 2016, and we hope to have 1 million users using the application. So what can you guys do to help today? I would love for each of you to just download the application, give it a try, and give me your feedback. Thank you.
Great. You have one last question?
I noticed you had McDonald's on there. What's it take to get all the McDonald's to use this? I think you're just in some regional kind of things right now.
Sure. Well, McDonald's is a very complicated corporation, so they have co-ops and then they have bigger regional co-ops, which run 6,000 plus locations. So right now we're in some big conversations I don't want to say publicly, but what it would take is for us to really prove the model in some of the smaller locations, and we've been doing that effectively. That's why we've grown so much. We were in only 2 McDonald's in May, and now we're in 31 3 months later. But once we can really prove the model, work with some of the McDonald's, show that it's working, that's how you scale it.
Okay, cool. Congratulations.
Great.
Thank you, Jim.
Awesome.
Well done.
Thanks.